We'd like to open by saying thank you for supporting On Target Outdoor Ministries. We're amazed by how God is growing the ministry. If you've been to the website, you've probably noticed on the left-hand side of the page a tab titled Field Tips. Well, what you're watching today is our attempt to transition field tips from a written format to video. We hope you enjoy it, and as always, we welcome your feedback. We love springtime around the Smith household. For me, I like to get out and wet a line and then get up early in the morning and go out and chase those long beards. For Zach, springtime means baseball. And for Dawn, she just enjoys getting out in God's great outdoors and watching the flowers bloom and the trees bud and watching nature wake up and come back to life. Nature being born again. In John chapter 3, we find a discussion about being born again, and this discussion takes place between Jesus and Nicodemus. Nicodemus is a religious leader of the day, and he's very intrigued by what Jesus is doing, all the miracles that he's doing, and the teaching and the preaching that Jesus is conveying to the common people. So one night, Nicodemus goes to Jesus wanting to hear more. What Jesus tells him that is, if you want to have eternal life, if you want to spend eternity in heaven with Jesus, you have to be born again. But this is a very confusing term to Nicodemus. He doesn't understand, and to tell you the truth, many of us don't understand. Well, over the next several segments, we're going to dig deep into this term of being born again, but today I want to key in on one significant verse, and that's John 3:16. And within John 3:16, we can see several words that I think will help clarify this born again thing. Now first is, let me read this verse to you. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life." Well, the first word is this, and it's whosoever. And what he's conveying to Nicodemus is salvation, being born again, isn't just for the religious leaders. It's not just for the Jews, it's for everyone. Today it's for the turkey hunters and the deer hunters and the fishermen. It's for everybody. You are, whoever you are, a whosoever. The other thing that he conveys in this verse is belief. He says, believe in him. Well, there's another verse that helps us define this or clear it up, and it's Romans 10:9. It says, if you confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe with your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. And that key word there, saved, is synonymous with being born again. And the result of being born again, this belief in him, is eternal life with him in heaven. In the springtime, I love to fish a topwater bait just like this. In springtime, the water warms up and those big boys will come up and definitely bust on a bait just like this. However, I also like to shop for new baits like this. I'll be honest with you. A lot of time in looking for different topwater baits, but to tell you the truth, I can't always afford to go out and buy a new bait every week. So what I do is try to work on these baits and make the old ones seem new again. So basically, I want to have my baits be reborn. So what I do is I'll replace the hooks often. These are not the original hooks that came on this bait. Actually, I will right out of the box, I'll replace them with some very sharp hooks, and then after several trips out on the water, I'll replace those hooks again, because you're only going to get that one opportunity most times to catch that lunker. So you definitely want to make sure that you have the best hooks that are available. That's been your field tip for this segment. We want to thank you for spending time with us at On Target Outdoor Ministries, and we'll see you next time.